Hello. Thank you. All right. And I also want to thank the legacy of this theater. For those of you who don't know, this is the Chinese theater. This is where Star Wars, 49 years ago to the month, started here. This is where it all began. Because back 49 years ago, I got to see Star Wars when I was 10 years old. And that movie changed my life from that first shot. And my dad took me to see it. I sat by his side. He pointed things out, explained to me how cool it was that the X-Wings had oil stains. He later taught me about Kurosawa and all the influences, and Hidden Fortress, all the influences, and opened the door for me to love not just Star Wars, but cinema. And I sat by my dad's side 49 years ago watching Star Wars for the first time, and tonight I'm getting to sit next to my dad and watch this movie.
So excited. Been waiting for this a long time. Been with Mando since season 1. So this is the end of a very exciting journey for us. This was a tough one because there were really big sets, right? And we were dealing with an interesting cast of obviously some really interesting characters, but also some puppets. So that made it all a little bit more challenging. We had to allow for the puppeteers everywhere. So a little bit more exciting, but it was so nice to have the puppeteers, our friends at Legacy who built the puppets and operated them. Just a joy to be with, and it just made it so much more exciting to have real little characters there with us. It's just a rollicking good adventure, I gotta say.
The energy is amazing, I love it. Reminds you of why we do this. Well, if you like the Mandalorian streaming series, you really need to see this, because we had more time, bigger budget, and a broader canvas to paint on. So hope you enjoyed the spectacle of what we've done. For me, a lot of it is about the people. The crew on The Mandalorian, they're always just such lovely people. It's been really wonderful working with them. It's a joy every day to come into work.
I'm excited. This is it's been a long time since we've had a Star Wars movie come out, and Mando I'm a huge fan of, so this is exciting. There's nothing that beats an adventure, and Star Wars lets you just play in that space of saving lives and having fun, and there being real danger and real heroes. So it's just a lot of fun, and I hope families turn out for this.
It feels amazing. It's been a long time coming. We're so relieved and so happy to be back here on the big screen after 7 years. So it's a big deal. We're all just celebrating with the crew that we're here. So I'm so excited. There's nothing quite like Star Wars fandom. It is truly special, the level of love that they have, and seeing all the Mandalorian mercs out there. This film is for them, and seeing their passion is a real shot of energy for us, and it's incredible. I think it's something that everybody can relate to, like that bond between a father and a son, and that idea of found family. I think that's something that gets to all of us, that protectiveness that a father has for a son, but also how, as he says, with the old protect the young and then the young protect the old, that's something that means something to all of us. It's a film, I think, that has something for everyone. It's a real adventure, it's epic scale, it has this great relatable relationship right at the core of it. So there is really just something for everything. There's the cuteness and adorableness of Grogu, and the action and adventure and badassery of Mandalorian.
It's an 8-year culmination of love, passion, and probably the most fun you could ever have as an adult. I mean, imagine getting to have a set built for you every day that is your imagination from when you were 6, and then you get paid to walk onto it and shoot people. It's pretty cool. These are the people that matter. They're the ones who give me the greatest joy. They tell me the most amazing stories, and they are so appreciative, even though I need them. Like, it's not even close. Like, I need them. And the fact that they responded so well is an incredible thing to have. It's the greatest because it is like George did for me when I was a kid, and my family, my 5 brothers, 2 sisters, and mom sat in Van Nuys Theater and watched A New Hope together. And everybody got something out of it. And my mom's, I was the last of 8, so she was a little bit older. Sorry, Mom. But, you know, this is what we're doing. And John has created an adventure like no other. And we're going to see something that we haven't seen on screen, I don't know, ever.
Oh, it's been amazing. No, we just can't wait until the fans see it because, you know, everybody put their heart and soul into this. You know, just to create the most spectacular Star Wars film that we could possibly make. For me, it's going to be, you know, going back to 1977 when I saw the original trilogy. So we're really hoping that this film will speak to a new generation of fans. And that's what I'm really excited for because Star Wars connects with all different audiences. And so for the younger audience, like myself, when I saw it, you know, I saw it the original when I was about 15 years old. It's the perfect target audience. And so I think this film, hits that sweet spot. Oh, it's amazing. I have to say, that's the most enjoyable part for me because normally I'm always behind the camera, so I don't get this kind of attention. And it's only at these things where, you know, the fans really come out and they show their passion for what we do. And I really appreciate everybody who's coming out.
It feels incredible, you know. I feel like it's something we maybe thought about, you know, 7 years ago or 8 years ago when we started the show. That, you know, I always thought about the show and this story that John and Dave Filoni has been working on, you know, as a cinematic event, and just being here feels kind of surreal. You know, just working on these themes and this music that I actually love so much. I feel so close to it, and going back to this and putting on these going back to this world again was just so. It was filled with a lot of passion and you know, working with the same musicians that I worked with 7 years ago when we started writing the music, and recording it here in LA with a 107-piece orchestra, 38-piece choir. You know, that's always what I wanted to do from the beginning. You know, but you know, having the time to really explore, to make it bigger and to make it more dynamic, and, you know, creating this experience where you can see it in the theater with this volume like blasting at you, you know, the way it's supposed to be, you know. So I'm just happy to be here. Yeah. Well, it's like it's so special to find something that everyone can enjoy. You know, this is going to be the first movie I'll see with my, you know, my 5-year-old, my 6-year-old. We're going to see this together, and, you know, this is one for everyone. You know, and you can find there's so many. You know, there's so much love and so much exciting action and all kinds of feelings in this movie. So I feel like everyone, you know, you can bring everyone and see it together.
I tell you, it's exciting. We really had a wonderful time doing the show, working on The Mandalorian for the past 8 years, and we had the fun experience of having premieres from time to time. I never dreamt that I would make a Star Wars movie like this. This feels different. I feel the energy. People are coming back to the movie theaters, which is wonderful. It's starting to build up. Not just our movie. A lot of movies are getting people excited. And I love movies, so that's great to see. And it's also great to have Star Wars back in the movie theaters after close to 7 years. So this has been wonderful, and it amazes me how much people all around the world love the world that George Lucas created. At the Chinese theater, that's where it all started, 49 years ago to the month. So this is a big moment. This is by all accounts when George Lucas figured out that he was actually onto something. All the work they had done, toiling away, and then they show it, and then people lined up around the block and kept going to see it. To see it in that theater today for the first time with the audience is huge. I think, you know, I was just following in the footsteps of what J.J. Abrams did, and he created Babu Frick, and I talked to him and asked him permission to use that species, and he was very supportive, and we use them in the show and now in the film. I think Star Wars is one of a very unique genre because you could have state-of-the-art CGI, state-of-the-art visual effects, and then you could also have a nostalgic version of visual effects that fit side by side. So we could have Phil Tippett stop motion, we could have puppets like the Anzellans, audio animatronics like Grogu, and we could also have masks. All of it mixes together, and it all feels very authentically Star Wars. And it's part of what I love about working in this world. I think, Star Wars has always been something that's been multi-generational. I think back to when 49 years ago my dad sat by my side and introduced me to Star Wars and all the cool things about it that I didn't notice at first as I was a little guy. But it opened up the door for me for cinema, for learning about Kurosawa, learning about the monomyth, storytelling. George Lucas really loaded up Star Wars with a lot. And I think now, after 7 years since Star Wars been in the movie theaters, there are kids. A kid who's like 12 years old now may have been, last time Star Wars was in theaters too little, but maybe they watched Star Wars on TV, maybe they watched the animated shows, maybe they played with a Grogu doll. It's time to introduce that new generation of Star Wars and keep it going for another 50 years.
It's just fantastic. I'm so happy for everybody. One of the best things is you get to see a lot of people that were involved in the making of the film at events like this, and it's great to reconnect with everybody and just have the fans here and everyone to celebrate this. And John's such a great storyteller. I can't wait for people to see what he's put together. I love it every time. I mean, it's honestly the most energizing thing is when you see how much it means to people, what it means to fans. It's always good to give you a lot of energy for the future and what you've got to do, not just what you're doing now. And so I really appreciate their love for it. I appreciate how they turn out for us, and I got nothing but love for the Star Wars fans, of course. Oh my gosh, well, you've got like the ultimate father figure in Mando, Pedro. It was just phenomenal, and Grogu, the child, the dynamic of be it father and son you relate to, master and an apprentice, someone in life that's trying to teach you and lead you, and hopefully the moment that your small one starts to learn themselves and impress you. It's a story that we all experience and relate to on some level, and I think John's such a master storyteller. It's great to see him at the helm again directing a film, so I'm excited for everyone.
This is a dream come true. It's just, you could pinch me every day and I'm still dreaming. It's an honor to be here. This is pretty cool. This is an amazing, I mean, as a Star Wars fan for all my life, just to be here, be right behind us, like you said, a Chinese theater, it is pretty freaking awesome. Look, John did an amazing pack action film. It's fun for all ages. You're gonna love it. It's amazing, and I cannot wait to watch it myself.
How exciting is this? Look at this. This is madness, and a wonderful kind of madness. I think, in all seriousness, I think there's a real fatherliness to Pedro and the child in Grogu, and it's his protective quality towards Grogu it's kind of very enchanting, really, and warming, and we need a little bit of that now.
Oh, it's great. It's been a long time. We put so much work into this. I'm just so happy to see it all come together and to see what happened. And like I said, I handle the action side of it, so there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that went into it. So, yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, but at the same time, I'm very excited to see what happens. Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. I mean, this is why we do what we do, to be honest, and I'm actually a fan myself, so yeah, I feel like I should be on the other side sometimes too.
I think we've all been waiting to get to this point where we're standing on Hollywood Boulevard and surrounded by fans who are excited to be back in theaters watching Star Wars. I don't think there's anything better right now. I think this whole father-son kind of father-child relationship that Favreau came up with, it just really touches people's hearts. And I think it's become a part of the Star Wars culture now, and we kind of almost take it for granted. It's hard to believe that it's been almost 8 years creating this duo, and now they're on the big screen, so very exciting.
It's like a full circle moment for me growing up a Star Wars kid. To be in this movie is a dream come true, and I'm looking forward to seeing it as a whole in a little bit. Yeah, like I said, it's just such an honor to be a part of it, to work with Jon Favreau and the crew. As a Star Wars geek growing up, to be a part of this has been an amazing experience, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this in IMAX in a few minutes. I think they've done a really great job of sort of harking back to the old Star Wars, where it's about relationships and the young and the old, and so we're going to feel that, and we're also going to feel a lot of action. And I think it's time. People have been ready for something like this on the big screen, so I think it's going to be amazing.
I'm just thrilled to be here. The whole thing is so wild. I love everyone in costume and all different sizes and ages. I think that's part of the Star Wars, zeitgeist. It's just encompasses everybody, includes everybody. I'm so excited to share the movie with everyone tonight because I think the movie is just fantastic. I'm just pinching myself. I loved it from afar. It gave me a chance to work with John, who I've always wanted to work with, and Pedro, and I didn't anticipate really the little guy, but of course I fell in love with him too. So the whole experience, it's very much like a family experience, and I'm very proud to be part of that family. This movie is so beautifully made, it's so cinematic. I felt that I saw it in a screening room. It just picks you up, throws you in the Razor Crest, and you're off into the outer rim. I just think it's a movie we need to see now. You don't need to have seen any other Star Wars. You can just enjoy this movie for the instant classic that it is.
It feels incredible. I am a lifelong Star Wars fan, so to have had the privilege of working on a Star Wars movie is very pinch me. I'm also so excited to see this story on the big screen for fans, for newcomers, for everyone. I think it's really a timeless tale, and yet it's completely original. So it has all of these elements of adventure and action, but it has real heart, many surprises, and so much imagination. Honestly, the imaginary firepower that's gone into creating this world is staggering.
It's so surreal. It's so exciting because you spend so much time in a little room writing, and then on a stage filming, and then back in a little room editing. So to be here and see everyone and see the fans, it's beyond exciting. The Star Wars fans are so passionate and they care so deeply about these stories and these characters, and I think we did them justice, and I think they're gonna love it. But it definitely makes you feel the weight of this storytelling tradition that you're carrying on from all the way from George.
It's the relationship at the center of the story. There's something unbelievable about a creature that's adorable, that is of the old, as we know, Yoda, but absolutely new to the stories of Star Wars. And this other character in head-to-toe armor, whose face you don't see, that, I don't know, reflect the most human relationship that we all know in life, and it's parent and child, and the evolution of that dynamic, and how this little creature tells you right away that there's a human heart beating under all of that Beskar armor, and he sort of discovers who he is out of his love for this child, and it's beautiful.
It's incredible to see it on the big screen. I've been a part of this since the beginning, and so I'm really excited to see the movie, how everyone reacts to it, and it's just been a great story. This is an incredible film. It's super fun, so I'm excited. It's great to be back full circle with another Star Wars movie, and to be with John and Dave and all the great cast, Pedro. I can't. It's such a good, continuation of George Lucas's story and legacy. So I think it's the primal story of this kind of hardened bounty hunter who protecting this kid, and the sacrifices that he made to protect this child, and their growing relationship, I think, has been what's resonated with audiences and continues to do so. It's a very simple story of a father and son in many ways, so I think that's always connected with me, and I think that's the thing that really makes this special, is that people see that relationship even though with all the action and all the stuff that happens, it's really at the heart about that relationship.
It is amazing. I mean, since before Rebels came out, the fans were out in force, and to see that they're still supporting this, it just warms my old LaSalle heart. It's got a lot of the flavor of the original trilogy, which is what I grew up on. So I'm so excited for a new generation to have this as their entry point into the Star Wars universe.